Hello Bunny fans, welcome to another episode of the Bunny Coach podcast.
Rabbit bonding isn't a step-by-step process, it's a series of decisions. Today I want to share something that completely changes the way most people think about rabbit bonding. One of the biggest mistakes I see rabbit parents make is believing that bonding is simply following a set of instructions. They think if I just follow the steps correctly, my rabbits will bond. But after helping hundreds of rabbit parents over the years, I can tell you that isn't how bonding works. Rabbit bonding isn't really a step-by-step process. It's a series of decisions that you make every single day. Every day you're asking yourself questions like, should I make the pen a little bigger today, or should I wait another day? Should I intervene during that chase, or should I let them work it out? Was that mounting helpful from them working out a hierarchy, or is it becoming too much? Should I add another litter tray? Would adding toys enrich their environment, or could it accidentally create competition and territorial behaviour? Should I move on to the next stage, or have I moved too quickly? None of these questions have one simple answer, and that's exactly why rabbit bonding can feel so overwhelming. Because the challenge isn't usually knowing what behaviours exist. Most rabbit parents already know that chasing, mounting and nipping can all happen during a bond. The difficult part is knowing what those behaviours mean in your rabbits at this moment and what to do next. That's where people start second guessing themselves. They replay every interaction in their minds. They wonder if they've ruined everything. They panic because someone online says chasing is normal, while someone else said chasing should never happen. And suddenly they lose confidence. And worse, they can lose a lot of time doing the wrong thing that just isn't working for their rabbits. And sometimes this is why people say bonding has taken them months. Because of exactly this. They haven't been able to make the right decisions at the right time for their rabbits. The truth is, most rabbit parents don't struggle because they don't care. They struggle because they care so much. They're terrified of making one wrong decision that could undo weeks of progress. And honestly, I completely understand that feeling. Because every rabbit, every owner, and every bond is different. I've had bonds that everyone expected to be incredibly difficult that came together surprisingly quickly. I've also had bonds that looked straightforward on paper but needed lots of adjustments along the way. That's why I don't believe in one-size-fits-all rabbit bonding advice. And honestly, I think it does rabbit parents a disservice by implying that it does, because it's just misinformation. Experience isn't just about knowing what to do, it's about knowing when to do it. Sometimes the right decision is to increase the space, sometimes it's to wait another day, or go back to a smaller size. Sometimes it's to intervene, sometimes it's to sit on your hands and just let the rabbits communicate. The behaviours might look exactly the same to somebody watching from the outside, but the decision can be completely different depending on the rabbits in front of you. Their history together, their history separately in their own individual personalities, their rabbit parent and their setup. And that's really where my role comes in. People often think they're paying me because I know lots about rabbit bonding, but that's only part of it. What they're really investing in is my ability to apply that knowledge to their rabbits, to look at what's happening today, to understand what it means, and to help them decide what the next step should be. Because that's often the difference between feeling like you're just guessing and feeling confident that you're making the right decision at the right time. If you're currently bonding your rabbits and finding yourself second guessing every decision, please know that you're not alone. It's one of the most common things I hear from rabbit parents, and it can be really stressful. And it's exactly why I offer different levels of support. Some people simply want a personalised roadmap and someone to sense check things with along the way. Others want me much more involved, helping them keep the bond moving forward and adapting the plan as their rabbits progress. Every rabbit, every owner, every bond, and every recommendation that I make is different, because that's exactly how rabbit bonding should be. Thanks so much for listening to today's episode. If you'd like to find out more about the different ways I can support you and your rabbits, you'll find everything over at thebunnybondingcoach.com. Until next time, happy bonding. If you're worried about bunny bonding, whether you haven't started yet and you're anxious about it, which is completely understandable, or you've started and you just don't feel confident that you're reading the behaviours properly or whether the rabbits are making any progress, please do get in touch. There's a link in my show notes to a bonding quiz that you can fill in to tell me exactly what's happening with your bunnies, and I'll send you a personalised email back. Each week I also open a limited amount of spaces for free bonding assessments. These are short 15-minute calls where you can chat through what's happening with your rabbits. This is for you if bonding feels stuck or you have run into issues, you haven't started yet and want to avoid mistakes, you're overwhelmed by conflicting advice online, you're thinking about getting a second or third bunny and wondering if it is a good idea, or you're not sure whether you need support, or if you do, what kind of support would be most helpful for your situation. I can talk you through my available options. I only open a small number of clinic spots each week, so once they're gone, that's it till next week. So grab one quick if you want one. I look forward to chatting bunnies with you. I hope you found that helpful. Thanks for listening to the Bunny Coach podcast. I look forward to chatting to you next time.